The cameras were rolling, the lights burning hot, and the room was tense with the kind of silence that only comes before a storm. Everyone knew sparks were about to fly. John Kennedy, the Louisiana senator known for his sharp wit and folksy charm, was sitting calmly at the witness table during a heated congressional hearing. He had his hands folded neatly, the look of a man prepared for a fair debate. But no one was prepared for what came next. Maxine Waters leaned forward, her voice sharp as she jabbed a finger in his direction. "You, sir, are nothing but a thug in a suit," she snapped, her words slicing through the air like glass. Gasps rippled through the chamber. Even in Washington, where insults often flew freely, this one cut deep. Cameras zoomed in on Kennedy's face, expecting anger, embarrassment, or even a stumbling defense. But instead, John Kennedy just smiled, calm, steady, almost amused. The moment stretched, and the entire room held its breath. For a man who had built his career on carefully chosen words, what he said next would either define him or destroy him. "Congresswoman," Kennedy began, his voice low and steady, "a thug is someone who takes from the weak, who silences others, who thrives on fear. I don't believe that's who I am. But I do believe this country deserves better than insults. My mama used to tell me, son, when you fight fire with fire, all you get is ashes. So, I'll take your words, and instead of throwing them back, I'll show you what a real leader does with them." The chamber shifted uneasily. Some smirked, expecting him to crumble under the sting of the insult. But Kennedy leaned forward, his eyes locking on Waters, not with anger but with something more disarming, genuine conviction. He began telling a story. Not about politics, not about parties, but about people. He spoke of a young boy he had met in rural Louisiana, living in a trailer with holes in the floor and no running water, who dreamed of becoming a doctor. Kennedy had visited the boy's school, given him encouragement, and later helped secure funding that gave the school new books, heating, and internet access. That boy, Kennedy revealed, had just been accepted into medical school. "A thug doesn't fight for children like that," Kennedy said softly, his voice breaking just enough to carry weight. "A thug doesn't spend sleepless nights answering letters from single mothers who can't afford groceries, or veterans who can't get their medicine. Call me anything you like, but if standing up for people who've been forgotten makes me a thug in your eyes, then I'll wear it proudly." The room grew still. Waters shifted in her chair, her confidence faltering as the audience, once skeptical, now leaned toward Kennedy, hanging on every word. Even the reporters, who came hungry for soundbites, found themselves scribbling furiously, realizing they were witnessing a moment that would echo far beyond the walls of the chamber. But Kennedy wasn't finished. He too